Need weather around the clock? When the weather changes in the Crossroads, you need a reliable source. Visit Interactive Radar online for the latest conditions in the Crossroads area. CrossroadsToday.com. Weather at your fingertips.
Now at 5, streaming on CrossroadsToday.com, a National Guard member arrested in connection with the classified documents that were leaked. The San Antonio River Bridge in Goliad getting $14 million. Workers will replace the aging bridge. A federal appeals court partially blocked a ruling which would have suspended the FDA's approval of a commonly used abortion pill.
We are looking at some pretty nice days, fairly comfortable temperatures. Now, as we get to the weekend, there will be a chance of a little bit of rain, and that's on Saturday night. We'll have all your weather details coming up.
Tennessee State Representative Justin Pearson returns to the Tennessee House after taking the oath of office this morning. You're watching 25 News Now at 5. Good afternoon. Thank you for being with us. I'm James Munoz. Karina Garcia has the day off. Attorney General Merrick Garland says a member of the Massachusetts Air Guard is in custody. Law enforcement arrested Jack Teixeira today. A Facebook page for the Guard's 102nd Intelligence Wing identified the 21-year-old as an Airman First Class. The arrest comes after several documents showed up on a social media platform called Discord. The New York Times reports he led a group of about 24 members on the platform. Investigators are building a criminal case against him.
Today, the Justice Department arrested Jack Douglas Teixeira in connection with an investigation into alleged unauthorized removal, retention, and transmission of classified national defense information. Teixeira is an employee of the United States Air Force National Guard. FBI agents took Teixeira into custody earlier this afternoon without incident.
After the leak, the Pentagon is now limiting who gets access to daily intelligence briefs. TxDOT is getting $14 million from the U.S. Department of Transportation to replace the U.S. 59 San Antonio River Bridge in Goliad. The bridge is 93 years old. More than 4,200 vehicles cross the bridge every day, including more than 1,300 semi-trucks. It's in fair condition, but at risk of falling into poor condition. The replacement project would widen and raise the bridge deck outside of the 100-year floodplain and increase the shoulders.
Congratulations to this community, congratulations to the state for this application. It was extremely competitive, and TxDOT really put the best foot forward with the support of
This grant is part of historic investments made possible by the Biden-Harris administration's bipartisan infrastructure law, which will help repair or rebuild 10 of the most economically significant bridges in the country, along with thousands of bridges across the U.S. Construction starts in 2024. The bridge will always have at least one lane open. Victoria firefighters worked this small fire at a gas station this morning. The fire call came in just after 8 a.m. Firefighters had the fire under control by 8:30. It happened at this gas station in the 700 block of South Navarro. Firefighters say the blaze started in the AC ductwork. This is Skyview 25 over the Luther Hotel. Tomorrow, Judge Polly Spencer will hear arguments on the issues of whether to keep the hotel or to sell it to the Ed Rashal Foundation. If it goes to the foundation, crews will demolish the Luther Hotel. It was built in 1903. You can watch the hearing online via YouTube Live. There's an in-person hearing at the Matagorda County Courthouse in Bay City, June 22nd, to determine the future of the Luther. Here's your viewer poll this afternoon. You can scan the QR code on your screen to vote now. Do you plan on watching the Luther Hotel court hearing? Yes or no? We want to know. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to participate. Don Brubaker will have an update on what you and your neighbors are saying on 25 News Now at 6. Victoria Crime Stoppers is looking for a 21-year-old man wanted on a charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. He's 5'6", 165 pounds. The warrant was issued just last month. All tips are anonymous, and you can earn a cash reward if if this guy is arrested. You can learn more about him on crossroadstoday.com. Here's another one. This is a 28-year-old man wanted. Annabelle Resendez is his name. He has an outstanding warrant for a violation of probation. He's 5'7", 150 pounds. If you know where he is, police want to hear from you. A federal appeals court has ruled the abortion pill mifepristone is still available for now, but the ruling reduces the period of pregnancy when the drug can be used. The drug can also not be sent by mail. The decision late Wednesday temporarily narrowed a ruling by a lower court in Texas that blocked the FDA's approval of the nation's most commonly used method of abortion. The DOJ will now ask the U.S. Supreme Court for an emergency order to put any action on hold. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Mac Perez. Hi, Mac.
Thank you, James. Good afternoon, everybody. Things are looking pretty good over the area now. As we pick up a little bit stronger of a sea breeze, a southeast wind, it's going to start warming up a little bit as we get to the weekend, though. Will we get any rain out of that system? Meanwhile, the southeast, boy, they're getting hammered by what is not a tropical storm. We'll have all your forecasts and take a look at the weekend coming up in just a moment. James, back to you.
Thank you, Mac. Historic rainfall left parts of Florida paralyzed for hours. Roads were left impassable, residents were trapped in their homes, and travelers were stranded. Crews are still working to clear roadways, but more rain is expected to hit the area again tonight.
Historic flooding in South Florida Wednesday.
What we're seeing here is a 1,000-year incident. No city could have planned for this.
The city of Fort Lauderdale paralyzed.
It's absolutely heartbreaking. I mean, you can see how shooken up I am, you know. I didn't plan on waking up like this.
I've been working in Fort Lauderdale for over 23 years and I've never seen anything like this.
Residents taking in the damage after spending the night stranded in their homes.
Yeah, we lost everything.
More than 25 inches of rain fell in just 24 hours, according to preliminary reports from the National Weather Service, marking the rainiest day in Fort Lauderdale history.
All right, I'm going to go back and get your mommy and daddy, all right, bud?
First responders out in force, wading through waist-high water to help trapped residents and motorists.
I've been stuck here now for about 40 minutes. So I've been watching the cars thinking I could make it, but I've had the car stall in water before, and so I'm just like, I'll just hang out.
At Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport, a ground stop Wednesday, then closure. Stranded travelers trying to navigate as runways turned into lakes.
Trying to get back home, and they're telling us that the airport is closed, and so at this point, we don't know what to do.
The airport will remain closed through Thursday. Officials plan to reopen it at 5 a.m. Friday. The National Weather Service is calling the floods a 1-in-1,000-year event or greater, and more rain is expected later today. I'm Gloria Pasmino reporting.
A Lubbock man will spend the next 70 years in prison for spitting at police officers. 36-year-old Larry Pearson was convicted on 2 counts of harassing a public servant. It happened a year ago when officers arrested him during a domestic violence incident. Prosecutors say he started kicking the doors inside a police car and then spit on the officers the entire ride to the county jail. Now, the lengthy sentence is because of Pearson's prior felony convictions of aggravated assault and family violence. One person is in critical condition in an explosion at a dairy farm in the Texas Panhandle. It happened earlier this week. Nearly 20,000 cattle were killed in the fire.
The effects of that explosion still being felt here this afternoon. We spoke with the Castro County Sheriff's Office about those moments leading up to the explosion.
60 employees scrambled out of the South Fork Dairy around 7:30 last night, escaping a fire that was spreading fast.
According to the witnesses, there was an explosion and then it spread into a fire and it spread into the building where the cattle are held, the dairy cattle are held, and ignited the building on fire, and so that's where it was at.
One woman left inside made it out of the building, but was rushed to UMC with critical injuries. Rivera said investigators believe the fire may have been started by a piece of equipment.
I think they're trying to determine if it's a machinery called a honey wagon that sucks out the manure and water, and it might have ignited the possibly methane gas.
Although 18,000 cattle were lost in the explosion, Rivera said it could have been a lot worse.
It was a potential to be a lot worse. The magnitude of the fire and the amount of people that were here, we were very fortunate that it was less than what we had.
Reporting from Castro County, Cameron Mendoza, KMAC News.
Justin Pearson returns as Tennessee State Representative after his swearing-in ceremony. His reinstatement is after a unanimous vote from Shelby County Commissioners. It comes after Republicans expelled him and Representative Justin Jones for a demonstration. GOP leaders say they breached decorum in how they called for gun reform after the deadly Nashville school mass shooting. Pearson says his mere presence in the House breaks decorum since he comes from a line of strong black women.
That there will be a new building of this building with a foundation built on love, with pillars of justice rising up, with rafters of courage covering us, with doors that are open to everybody in the state of Tennessee, not just rich somebodies, but everybody, not just straight somebodies, but everybody's, not just Republican somebodies, but everybody. We are showing this state and the country the only way forward.
Jones is also back in the chamber after a unanimous reinstatement vote from the Metro Nashville Council. Representative Gloria Johnson says she believes being white helped her keep her seat despite participating in the same protest. For more on today's news stories, come to crossroadstoday.com. Read about a Crossroads radio station celebrating their 75th anniversary today. That's under news. Stay with us straight ahead on 25 News Now at 5. Protesters continue their demonstrations in France against the unpopular change to raise the retirement age to 64. Also ahead, Michigan's governor signs new gun violence prevention measures into law.
There's a powerful beast said to be roaming these woods. And if you listen carefully, you can hear it. And sometimes you can see its tracks. And every now and then, you get a quick glimpse of it.
Grandpa telling his stories again.
The 2023 Toyota Tundra. Better trucks make better stories. Toyota. Let's go places.
Have a legal question that you don't have the answer to? Crossroads Law is here to help. The esteemed lawyers of the Cole, Easley, and Skiba law firm are here to answer them. Submit your questions to crossroadstoday.com. This is a free service where you can find practical answers about real-life situations you might have encountered. Crossroads Law is a service of the Victoria Television Group and the law firm of Cole, Easley, and Skiba, advocates of trial by jury.
H-E-B Meal Simple. Delicious, ready-made meals from recipes created by our chefs and ready in minutes. Like spinach and Parmesan stuffed flank steak and hundreds more. For better, tastier meals, the answer is simple. Meal Simple, only at H-E-B.
This is Pierce's last day? Oh God, I hate that. I have a history of spiraling when people leave me.
Dr. Pierce, this is Nola. She has a giant tumor which has completely taken over her heart.
Blood pressure's soaring. There's no margin for error.
Let's do it.
You challenge me. You inspire me. Come with me to Chicago.
Hundreds of thousands of people protesting against pension reform in France, and Paris protesters forced their way into LVMH luxury headquarters, the owners of Louis Vuitton. One union leader says President Macron can find the money to finance the pension system at LVMH. It's the 12th day of demonstrations this year against the widely unpopular reform, which would raise retirement age from 62 to 64. This all comes on the eve of the country's highest court deciding if the reforms are constitutional. Russia's deputy foreign minister said Thursday the possible exchange of jailed American journalist Evan Gershkovich could only be discussed after his trial. He also accused the Wall Street Journal of trying to escalate the topic. The Wall Street Journal's newsroom and other news organizations were united in calling for the release of Gershkovich, who the U.S. has designated as wrongfully detained. Gershkovich was detained on espionage charges, which he denies, and currently awaits trial in a detention prison. Police say a self-proclaimed tech consultant was arrested in the stabbing death of Cash App founder Bob Lee in San Francisco. 38-year-old Nima Momeni was booked this morning on suspicion of murder. San Francisco's district attorney says he's expected for arraignment Friday. Police found Lee with stab wounds in a San Francisco neighborhood April 4th. He died at a hospital. Momeni described himself as an IT consultant and entrepreneur, as well as the owner of a company called Expandit. E-cigarette maker Juul Labs is paying $462 million to 6 U.S. states and D.C. It's the largest settlement yet for the company. The company is accused of contributing to the rise of vaping among young people.
A record settlement will now force retailers to secure Juul products behind counters and verify the age of purchasers. The e-cigarette company also has to stop using people under 35 years old in marketing materials targeting young people.
This settlement is really groundbreaking.
Lauren Wold was the lead writer of the American Heart Association's scientific statement on the health consequences of youth vaping in 2022. He says the Juul settlement sets a higher standard for all e-cigarette companies when it comes to marketing.
Other companies are also out there selling to our youth and addicting our youth to these products, which will likely have very devastating consequences for years to come.
Research from the CDC and FDA shows more than 2.5 million middle and high schoolers in the U.S. used e-cigarettes last year. Wold says we still don't know the long-term effects of vaping on young people, but it can affect lung health, cardiovascular health, and mental health.
I'm hopeful that it's going to send a strong message to other companies outside of Juul that these practices will not be tolerated.
Juul says the settlement means the company is nearing total resolution of its historical legal challenges in securing certainty for our future, which now totals more than $1 billion. The company says it can now dedicate even greater focus on our path forward to maximize the value and impact of our product technology and scientific foundation. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Michigan's governor signed a set of new gun violence prevention bills today. Her action comes 2 months after a deadly mass shooting on the campus of Michigan State University, along with other recent shootings in Nashville and Louisville. Michigan's new laws will require universal background checks and tighter regulation on storage of firearms, particularly in households with children.
Gun violence is a scourge that is unique to this country, and that's why we are taking action. Across the nation, too many criminals have an easy time getting their hands on guns and perpetuating cycles of violence, endangering families and law enforcement. Too many children's lives are cut short. This uniquely American problem, we are working and taking steps today to address.
A push in Michigan for legislative action on guns picked up steam after the February shooting on the MSU campus. A 43-year-old gunman with no known ties to the school killed 3 students with 2 legal but registered handguns. Grab your cell phone, scan this QR code, our quick response code, to download the Crossroads Today app. You can watch us wherever, whenever, get breaking news alerts, vote in our viewer polls, submit news tips, videos, and photos, and you'll know all about our ongoing contests. Mac?
Well, coming up in a moment, we're going to be talking about your weather. Obviously, a pretty good looking day again today, but tomorrow the winds out of the Gulf are going to get a little bit stronger, and we still have a chance, a little bit of chance, of some rain on Saturday. We'll have all those details coming up in just a moment. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Victory GMC is the favorite in the Crossroads because our staff has years of experience and they know how to make their customers smile.
Walter Dixon, 32 years.
Linda Briggs, 38 years.
Jose Garza, 24 years.
Jake Hargis, 23 years.
Houston Polyver, 3 years.
Come let the right people give you a world-class buying experience. We think you'll call it victory.
When it comes from McAdams,
you care. The freshest flowers, the prettiest plants, balloons and gift baskets too. If beautifully unique is what you seek, making lasting impressions is what we do. Always the very best value for you. When it comes from McAdams, it shows you care.
Make your first move with battery power made by Steel. Right now, save $50 on the FSA 57 battery trimmer. Real Steel. Find yours.
You want to have purpose, to unlock your full potential. Imagine a career that fits you. With the pathways at Victoria College, you can take steps towards a high-paying career that fits you and your interests. Or save money by completing courses you need before transferring to a university to earn a bachelor's degree. No matter where you came from or where you are now, Victoria College will take you where you want to be. The world needs you. Are you ready? Victoria College. Enroll today.
Welcome back, everybody. A pretty good looking day today. We got up to 80, well, we are at 80 degrees right now. Then notice that the winds out of the southeast are picking up a little bit of speed. Now, I look at the winds all the time because it tells you what the weather is going to be like. Absolutely. Yesterday, we had that northeast wind, which was dry and cool. This comes right off the Gulf of Mexico, so it's a little bit warmer and a little bit more humid as well. Now, as we look around the area, we have really not very many clouds over the regions. We are looking at some high clouds coming in from the west, but this has been the big story, and James was talking about it. Here's the center, and we kept saying this is not a tropical storm, yet it is producing heavy rain over Jackson, Mississippi, and the outer bands are the ones that rolled through Florida and dropped 12 inches of rain. We've got a photograph. This is Dania Beach, I believe it's called. It's just north of Miami. So much rain that and it's so flat over there, it just didn't run off. And so cars were having to deal with a lot of problems. Airport was closed at Fort Lauderdale because the whole runway was full of water. So it was a tropical deluge, even though it wasn't a tropical storm. Here's the Guadalupe River at Bloomington. As we promised you yesterday, we have peaked. We're right about here, down to 18 feet. So probably, I'm sure today or tonight, the warnings will be over with because we're going to continue dropping the river all the way down as you get, so you got your Thursday, Friday, and by Saturday it'll be down within its banks. Things will dry up slowly but surely, and whatever rain we get on Saturday night is not going to be a big deal. So we're going to see the river levels drop as well. You know, when you get, we love rain, right? Rain is good. Too much rain's a problem. Too little rain's the problem. We just want to do that Goldilocks thing right in the middle. Well, there's that non-tropical low that produced all the heavy weather down south. We have a dry line here that is dividing the hot, dry air over West Texas from the cooler air coming in from the Rockies. These two are going to move together and move in our direction. This thing is going to pull away, and this frontal system is the one that's going to move down into our area. Should be here Saturday night with a few little showers, especially north of Victoria. If you're out in East Texas, you're going to get a little bit heavier rain maybe in the Houston area. So let's take a look at your 7-day forecast, see what we've got for the weekend. Well, we'll get up to 84 tomorrow, and it'll be hot and dry before the front comes through. That's your Saturday right about there. The showers will be late on Saturday night, and then they'll pretty much end by Sunday morning. And Sunday is going to be very nice. We've got a northeast wind, cooler, drier conditions. I think you're going to enjoy your Sunday. Monday's looking pretty good as well. And then when the air starts rolling back up into our area, it starts getting humid as the Gulf air rolls in. That's why we have a little chance for rain middle of next week. Again, this is not significant rainfall, just enough to, get the car window dirty. Or, if you wash the car this weekend, I promise it'll rain next week. That's your 7-day forecast. We've got the QR code. We want you to scan that QR signal there, that square, and that'll put Crossroads Today right on top of your phone. We are going to be, that way you can take us wherever you want to go. James, back to you.
Thank you, Mac. We'll take a look at your stocks next. Plus, Delta Airlines customers seeing higher airfare as the carrier reports record summer bookings.
Join happy Optimum customers who love their fast Optimum 300 meg internet for as low as $30 a month. Paul says it's reliable internet, great speed, reasonable pricing. Thanks, Paul. We think you're great too. Plus, Optimum has faster download speeds than AT&T nationwide. Get Optimum 300 meg internet for $30 a month with Optimum Mobile for as low as $15 a month. For your special offer, call 866-9-OPTIMUM. Go to Optimum.com or visit a store today. Get closer, go farther with Optimum.
Hi, I'm Charlie Garcia.
And I'm Rico Garcia.
And we are USA Concrete Coatings.
If you're ready to upgrade your business, restaurant, garage, man cave, or porch, then you're ready for USA Concrete Coatings.
We'll have your floors looking flawless with our exclusive USA Concrete Coatings products. We'll ensure that your concrete coating is strong and durable. It's antimicrobial and comes with a lifetime warranty.
USA Concrete Coatings, from concrete to custom, in just one day.
My name is Adarius McCormick, and I want you to know about my new segment, Homemade with Adarius. I will interview amazing people and showcase intriguing places that may be new to you in the Crossroads. Want to show off something homemade? Email us at homemade@victoriatelevision.com. See my new segment on Crossroads Today YouTube channel and Crossroads Today Plus. You do not want to miss this.
Gifts, gifts, and more gifts. Come to the homestead and leave with the perfect gift for everyone and every occasion.
The Dow up 384 points, the S&P adding 55 points, the Nasdaq gaining 236 points. Oil down $1.10, closing at $82.16 a barrel. Delta Airlines reports record advance bookings for this summer despite tickets costing 17% more this year. Delta reported $163 million in earnings in the first 3 months this year. This following a loss of $784 million on that basis a year earlier. It's up 14% from the same period in 2019. Like many airlines, the carrier is under pressure to increase wages. It's giving workers a 5% raise, even though most of its employees don't have a union to negotiate for them. A new report suggests consumers might see lower prices in the coming months. Numbers today show the producer price index fell to 2.7% in March. This is a dramatic drop in inflation compared to 4.9% a year earlier. The Bureau of Labor Statistics says it's a 0.5% lower month over month. Another report out today shows new jobless claims are averaging about 240,000 a week. That's slightly higher than before the pandemic. We'll take one last look at your forecast with Mac. Plus, the failed fire festival might be making a comeback.
News Center 25 at 6 and 10 is also heard on KVNN 1340 AM, Victoria's News Network.
This is Pierce's last day? Oh God, I hate that. I have a history of spiraling when people leave me.
Dr. Pierce, this is Nola. She has a giant tumor which has completely taken over her heart.
Blood pressure's soaring. There's no margin for error.
Let's do it.
You challenge me, you inspire me.
Come with me to Chicago.
All right, we want want to invite you to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, and Android TV, and on your cell phone. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. The failed Fire Festival might be making a comeback. The event's organizer, Billy McFarland, tweeted this week about its potential revival. In 2017, Fire Festival was infamous for being hyped about by social media influencers with promises of a weekend in paradise with celebrities and big artists. Right. McFarland was sentenced to 6 years in prison for defrauding investors. He was ordered to pay back $26 million in restitution. McFarland hasn't shared any details on Fire Festival 2.
Well, he's starting to promote it again.
Interesting he'd come back after all that. I remember this, but I don't remember it being called Fire.
There's a documentary, I guess it's on Netflix, and it talks about the image of the thing, and the reality is he didn't even have a place. All he had was a picture of some girls in bikinis, you know, and everybody wanted to go. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all.
Social media.
Yes, it is.
I like what you put out there. You said something like, I can see the weekend.
I can see the weekend from here, folks, and I think you're going to like it. Over the next couple of days, the southeast wind's going to get a little stronger. We'll actually get up to 90 on Saturday before that front comes through. It comes in late on Saturday night. I think most of your day will be good for all your outdoor activities. For the showers come in like about sundown. And then on Sunday, a beautiful day with a northeast wind and a high of only 79 degrees. I'll take 79 anytime over 90.
And we thank you for that wonderful forecast. Thank you for being with us. Remember, we're always on at Crossroads Today Plus. We hope to see you back here tonight for 25 News Now at 6.